I think there are two sides of Shreyas Iyer looking at this final, because एक है Shreyas Iyer at this venue.
Yeah, we've already spoken about Kohli and the way he's really changed the way he's approached T20 batting in the last 12 to 18 months.
But Josh Hazelwood versus Josh Inglis is a matchup that could potentially decide the game.
चलिए स्वागत है आप सबका एक और बैठक में. IPL 2025 सिर्फ चंद घंटों के मेहमान है. We know that the final is going to happen less than 12 hours from now. So we are here to discuss, of course, कि हाई IPL 2025 का final है. It's Royal Challengers Bengaluru taking on the Punjab Kings. Nikhil bhai, starting with your thoughts on this, unlike ever before final.
हाँ बिल्कुल. और जो लोग थे चैनल पे, हम काफी समय से चिल्ला रहे थे नया विनर. तो देखो, नया विनर हमने पूरा मैनिफेस्ट करके लाया आपके लिए. सारे फोर्ट्रेस तोड़ दिए. MI की भी जो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, रैंकिंग थी या रिकॉर्ड था, सॉरी, के 200 के बाद नहीं हारते, वो भी तोड़वा दिया. तो एंड फेयर, आई थिंक टू बेस्ट टीम्स ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट, बोथ टॉप द टेबल फॉर द राइट रीजंस. एंड whoever wins, again, वो deserved वाला tag, I don't want anybody to say कि this doesn't deserve or that doesn't deserve. Both teams deserve equally. तुमको चाहिए तो फाइनल में सुपर ओवर भी ले लो बस, पर विनर तो दोनों में से डिजर्व तो करता ही.
बेस्ट थिंग यही है कि वी हैव द टू बेस्ट टीम्स इन द फाइनल. ये थोड़ा डिफरेंट सीजन था जहां पर देयर वर लाइक 3 टीम्स, आई मस्ट से. अगर मैं गुजरात को भी डाल दूं, दे हैड 3 बैक टू बैक बैड मैचेस इन टुवर्ड्स द बिजनेस एंड. बट उसके अलावा ऐसा था कि 3 टीम्स एकदम ही अलग जा रहे थे. मुंबई वर इन द लीग ऑफ देयर ओन, हु हैड एज यूजुअल स्टार्टेड ऑन अ वेरी हम्बल नोट बट गेन्ड मोमेंटम. बट बाकी बची हुई 6 टीम वर फार बिहाइंड. आपस के एनकाउंटर्स में भी एक होता रहा कि पहले ये जीते फिर वो जीते. अभी आरसीबी के पास है, देखते हैं फाइनल में क्या होता है. बट या, आई मीन, गुड टू हैव अ न्यू विनर.
Definitely good to have a new winner. Of course, the hosts won't be any new. Ahmedabad has hosted IPL finals before, and we know that the last time Ahmedabad hosted a final, what happened? Let's hope we get to see another interesting encounter like that. Maybe not an encounter that goes across 2 days, but ऐसा ही अगर दिलचस्प हो that goes on till the last ball of the 40th over of the game. Nothing like it for fans and neutrals alike. Coming to the game, of course, Ahmedabad में हो रहा है. We saw how the surface played in the second qualifier. In fact, post-toss, there was a lot of chatter around how Ahmedabad this season has played unlike ever before, because, of course, 6 of the 7 games over there in the league series had been won by the team batting first. In fact, Punjab's chase over there was the first night game where the team chasing won this season. Clearly showing that, teams are probably better off defending over here. Finals भी है तो सबको पता है, there is that old adage की pressure situations always have some score on the board and then try and defend it because you don't want that pressure on your batters.
नहीं, काफी सही पॉइंट है वैसे भी कि टॉस, which is good in a way, कि टॉस will then become independent, के नहीं इतना फर्क पड़ेगा कौन टॉस जीता है कौन टॉस हारता है. What I think will still remain a very big point is how will the surface play. आपने इसके पहले वाले फाइनल की याद दिलाई दी है, तो वो बात करनी जरूरी है कि सरफेस चेंज हुआ था दूसरे इनिंग में. आप क्वालिफायर 2 भी देखो तो वहां पे बैटिंग गॉट स्लाइटली बेटर इन द सेकंड इनिंग्स. तो ये जो साइड बैटिंग फर्स्ट है उसको लेके चलना पड़ेगा. बट हमने काफी दफा इस वेन्यू पे देखा है कि इफ यू गेट 225 230 इट मे सीम चेजेबल, बट इफ यू गेट 2-3 वेरी गुड ओवर्स इन द मिडिल, देन यू कैन रियली रन अवे एज अ बॉलिंग साइड. सो आई थिंक जो भी साइड चेज करेगी, दे विल ऑलवेज फील के वी विल ऑलवेज बी इन द गेम, क्योंकि दोनों साइड्स की बैटिंग डेप्थ है.
इस साल का अहमदाबाद का वेन्यू देखो तो इट हैज बीन टुवर्ड्स द फ्लैटर साइड. सारे वेन्यूज में आप कंपेयर भी करोगे तो आई थिंक सिर्फ हैदराबाद एंड धर्मशाला 2 ऐसे वेन्यूज हैं जहां रन ज्यादा बने हैं अहमदाबाद से. बट इट हैज बीन अ बेटर बैटिंग विकेट्स देन मोस्ट अदर सरफेसेस. निखिल ने 225 230 की बात करी. आई मीन, आई पर्सनली फील कि एनीथिंग ओवर 210 is a challenge to chase because you have to be in the game throughout. अगर as a team who's defending 220, अगर आप पावर प्ले में 70-75 भी दे देते हो तो भी there is an opportunity for you to come back in the game with 2 wickets in an over. So I think anything over 210 will definitely be the advantage for the team that is defending. Having said that, इस साल RCB अभी तक अहमदाबाद में एक भी मैच नहीं खेली है. So looking at their away record, probably that's an advantage because जहाँ भी वो पहली बार गए हैं, they've ended up winning on that venue. Talking about Punjab, they've played twice on this ground already this year and they've won both their games. So काफी उस हिसाब से I mean, obviously none of it matters on the day of the final, but दोनों के लिए ही advantage है.
Coming, of course, to both the teams, the Royal Challengers Bengaluru and the Punjab Kings. So, Umesh, starting with you, where do you think can the game be lost for either of these two sides?
I think there are two sides of Shreyas Iyer looking at this final, because एक है Shreyas Iyer at this venue. So I was looking at a few numbers since 2022, क्योंकि तब से ही ये venue IPL के forefront में आया है. So on this ground, Shreyas Iyer at this point of time is 242 of 107 balls without a single dismissal. I just looked at his numbers against the bowlers that are in the RCB lineup, not just this season, overall थोड़ा IPL numbers मैंने निकाले हैं. So if I look at the three pacers, Dayal, Bhuvneshwar and Hazelwood, so Shreyas Iyer's record against them is 73 of 83 balls. And he's been averaging 9.1, 8 dismissals against these three bowlers. उसमें से भी specifically अगर मैं Hazelwood के against देखूंगा, तो he scored 11 of 22 balls with 4 dismissals. He's averaging 2.8 against Hazelwood. But against Krunal also, he scored 41 of 48 balls. तो कहीं ना कहीं आरसीबी का bowling attack ऐसा देख के लग रहा है कि it was put together for this occasion to counter the main man of the opposition. कि उनके सारे bowlers के against Shreyas Iyer has not enjoyed a lot of success. So that is something that I would have a keen eye on. Also, not to mention that इस पूरे season किसी भी पंजाब बैटर ने 33 से ज्यादा runs नहीं बनाए हैं against RCB in a single game. So slight advantage to RCB there.
नहीं, मेरे हिसाब से तो मैं पावर प्ले मेंशन करूंगा. पंजाब will have some scars of the qualifier one. और ऐसे टाइम पे it's very important to understand के where do you want to be as a side के will we go down the aggressive route or will we not want to go down that route, and how do we find that balance? क्योंकि मेरे लिए the Q1 was not lost to the uncapped players. मेरे लिए the Q1 was lost because experienced players did not find a way to come back in the game, and there were quite a few of them in the Punjab ranks. And अब तक if I'm not wrong, only one overseas batter has scored a 50. ठीक है, दो ही खेल रहे हैं वैसे अगर आप देखें जो बना सकते हैं, बट सिर्फ जॉश इंग्लिश पे उतना रिलाई करना कितना सफल करता है, तो दैट इज क्रिटिकल. बट आई थिंक पावर प्ले एज सोमेश सेड, Shreyas is batting at 4, so you can possibly see ke it is also setting it up in a way ke you don't want Shreyas to come out in the power play, and that's exactly what happened in Q1. So I think plenty riding on Prabh Simran and Priyansh, और it speaks volumes के आप एक IPL फाइनल में बात कर रहे हो कि दो अनकैप्ड इंडियन ओपनर्स पे you are putting that responsibility के please you both go out there and do it. I will not rule out a surprise. I was honestly very shocked in Q1 कि आपने अजमत जैसे खिलाड़ी को यूज नहीं किया. I think पूरे सीजन उनका यूज मेरे हिसाब से काफी वियर्ड रहा है. He is not your number 8 batter. He can easily come in the power play and be that collapse arrester, especially when you want to play shots from the other end. So to me it will be the power play. If Punjab don't lose more than 2, they will be very good. But if they lose more than 2, and Shreyas is one of them somehow, so then it's going to be trouble times.
I mean, we've spoken about the Punjab Kings batting. They have an enviable batting depth over there. मतलब यार पिछले मैच में Kyle Jamieson number 11 पे आ रहा है बंदा. But when we flip the tables around, RCB's batting versus Punjab's bowling. Nikhil bhai, thoughts on that? Because once again, it's one of those bowling lineups that might not inspire a lot of confidence on paper, but they've somehow managed to punch above their weight.
हाँ बिल्कुल, और उसमें Arshdeep has played a massive role in terms of you'd say कि possibly post the resumption of the IPL उनके numbers इतने बढ़िया, मतलब average से भी बुरे हैं, but you will still expect कि on the big day he's able to come up with those performance, क्योंकि even in Q2 I felt Arshdeep was a bit of a letdown in terms of the lines that he bowled and what he could have done. और Phil Salt वाला खतरा तो है ही, मतलब he has an excellent head to head there. पिछले गेम में भी he created a chance which went over the keeper, but Punjab will know that the best way to stop RCB is to tape the top 2 very early. Because then it puts the cat among the pigeons. Okay, now where will Wang bat? Where do we want to put Rajat in? Should we promote Krunal up? So, and again, that goes on for every team, right? हर टीम में अगर आप टॉप 2 जल्दी लोगे तो you will feel that you have a better chance. So I think मेरे को ये पॉइंट भी काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लगा that Punjab went to Stoinis for Rohit Sharma. That they wanted Stoinis to bowl that 1 over. He bowled short, got him caught at the long boundary. So they will have to be specific plans. I think Kyle Jamieson gave good exhibition के मैं अभी भी टेस्ट मैच वाली लाइन लेन डाल सकता हूँ. So if there is anything in the wicket, I think Kyle Jamieson will be pipped by Ponting कि you do the job. But RCB just have to ensure कि no wickets to Arshdeep, and then you can take it from there, क्योंकि उसके बाद का जो पूरा अटैक है they will try and mix things up. So wo, I'll give that credit to Punjab as well against the Q2. कि they resorted to change of pace very early, which is very rare in current times where you see people wait and wait कि भाई power play की बात करेंगे 10 ओवर की बात करेंगे. No, Punjab went change up in the power play itself. So I expect more of the same, having already played a game there.
I mean, that's the reason why Punjab bowlers would want to nip the RCB's openers in the bud. क्योंकि अगर हम देखें उनके performances को across the season, they are one of only two sides to have averaged in excess of 50 in the power play while also scoring at over 10 runs per over. So it's not just been the fact that they've been accumulating runs, they've been accumulating that at a very good pace. And of course, secondly, post the resumption, they've lost just one wicket in 18 overs of power play bowling. Going on to show कि भाई both Salt and Kohli have managed to hit their strikes. And yeah, we've already spoken about Kohli and the way he's really, changed the way he's approached T20 batting in the last 12 to 18 months. Speaking of matchups, of course, let us talk about some matchups that we are looking forward to.
Yeah, starting from up front, I'm keenly anticipating a good battle between Arshdeep and Salt because from a Punjab perspective, you need to get Salt out early. Because I think उनके पास options हैं to control Kohli in the middle overs, which I'll come to it in a bit. But if they get Salt early, then they can really put some confusion in RCB's plans because अगर Tim David नहीं खेले, so they are not batting as deep as Punjab. So that's something that is to look forward to. Kohli versus Jamieson. I mean, अगर record से बात करूं तो I think Jamieson has already dismissed Kohli once and he scored like 5 odd runs in 6 balls against him, but not a lot because Jamieson बहुत ज़्यादा IPL खेले नहीं है. One matchup that I am actually very keen is Kohli versus Brar. So once if Punjab are able to get Salt early, they can bring in Brar in the power play itself because he can bowl to both Mayank and Kohli and sort of tie them up. Yeah, one thing that Punjab would miss dearly is, of course, Marco Hansen because something that they could have done, they could have used him was against Patidar and Jitesh because वो थोड़ा unique है as an angle और पूरा setup because Patidar and Jitesh usual bowling pace spin against दोनों के against they have been very good, but Jansen offered something different, so you need to think out of the box. So they will expect something similar from Jamieson now. कि वो हाइट का यूज करके टू ट्रबल दोस टू बैटर्स इन द मिडल ओवर्स सो आई एम मोर एक्साइटेड टू लुक एट जेमिसन वर्सेस पाटीदार एंड जितेश rather than Kohli because Kohli, I mean, there is no bowling, no variation that Kohli has not faced ample number of times in his career already.
तो क्योंकि सर ने ऑलरेडी आरसीबी बैटिंग कवर कर ली है, मैं आरसीबी बॉलिंग कवर कर लेता हूँ अगेंस्ट पंजाब. एंड आई थिंक जैसे मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले बोला, द पावर प्ले विल डिसाइड एवरीथिंग, क्योंकि काफी बढ़िया मैचेस है भुवनेश्वर कुमार वर्सेस प्रभ सिमरन. इट हैपेंड इन द क्वालिफायर वन एज वेल. ही वांटेड टू कम डाउन, मारा बट फिर आउट भी हो गए. So that is the battle that I'm waiting for. Josh Hazelwood versus Shreyas Iyer is a celebrated matchup. But Josh Hazelwood versus Josh English is a matchup that could potentially decide the game. 2 innings, 3 run, 2 dismissal. Average 1.5 guy. So Josh English, we saw what he did against Mumbai twice, and we know what he tried to do against Josh Hazelwood, which I felt was very, very brave and Jai Mata Di of him के मैं Hazelwood को मारेगा. ठीक है. Many people have burnt their hands doing it. So if these two only ensure that they don't get out to their matchups, it will then mean that whatever RCB bowled then, Krunal, Suyash, Punjab will be in a better place because they will have a set batter to face them. And that has been the difference in both the Q1 and the match that they lost earlier in Mullapur, जहाँ पे Krunal Pandya came in and dismissed Priyancharya. He dismissed Prabh Simran as well. And then Suyas came in and got Josh Inglis and Marcus Stoinis both on the googly. So वो matchup भी straightforward है in terms of when Suyas comes and how do Punjab plan to play Suyas. So do they hold on to Nehal? Because in the Bangalore game, it was Nehal Vadera who hit Suyas for those runs in those chase. So I think, to me, I don't know why, I just can't look past the power play because it massive dependency on that two ungap openers, and if they come good, we will have a cracking final.
Well, there you've heard it. You know what to expect come the Royal Challengers Bengaluru versus Punjab Kings finale. That'll start, of course, later tonight, like we said. But of course, last but not the least, थोड़ा prediction भी ले लेते हैं दोनों से. We know it is going to be a very interesting final. All of us are excited for, despite all the fatigue that's set in, after seeing about nearly 2.5 months of IPL. An IPL final like this comes once in a blue moon probably. So prediction time. Nikhil bhai, starting with you. कौन लगता है भाई होगा IPL 2025 का winner?
ठीक है, क्योंकि I know what Somesh is likely to say. I will balance it out by saying that maybe Punjab will eke out because I know Somesh has been backing RCB all season. Just in terms of the two names that I think will decide the final, Marcus Stoinis or Rajat Patidar. Either Marcus Stoinis does a bend cutting or Rajat Patidar does a Manish Pandey 2014 and seals the game for Bangalore. So
Okay, so how I mean, Nikhil is right when he says that I'm backing RCB to win this one because I feel they are more balanced. They have the superior bowling unit as compared to both teams, and on a big day that matters because you can sort of stride forward in both innings, whereas Punjab really need that batting to click. Yeah, I mean Ahmedabad final. I think Australians are gonna decide it. So Nikhil ने Stoinis pick किया है, तो I have to pick Hazelwood because he's the only other Australian. So let's see who comes out on top.
Fair enough. I mean, we all know when it comes to peripheral records, RCB are right up there. कि ये कर लिया है, वो कर लिया है. Trophy के अलावा सब कुछ कर लिया. It's only the trophy that's of course been begging to be a part of the trophy cabinet. And like Nikhil has also said, Punjab Kings will not be easy pushovers. It's going to be a very, very, very well contested final. At least that's the hope we all have, irrespective of who wins it, of course. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another baithak. Please comments में बताइएगा. What did you make of it? Do you agree with some of what Somesh and Nikhil had to say? Are there any things that you have in mind that you think might potentially work in either team's favor in the final? Until then, it's a goodbye from all of us. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. It's been great bringing the IPL 2025 coverage to all of you guys, of course. But don't worry, we will be back. WTC final, sab kuch aa raha hai. We will be talking about all things international cricket too going forward. So you guys, once again, feel free comments mein bataiye if there are any more topics about players, about trends that you would want us to cover. We'd be more than happy to talk about them.